They were originally created as the equivalent of a halfling in Dragonlance, but in comparison, they are so much more. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about Kender. I'd like to take a moment and thank my collaborator patrons, the Heroes of the Lance, and invite you to consider becoming a patron or member of this channel by visiting the links in the description below. You can even pick up Dragonlance gaming materials using my affiliate link. I have referenced source books from every edition, including the original modules for this information. In DL1 Dragons of Despair, Kender are introduced for the first time in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. They are originally described as looking like wizened 14-year-olds, and unlike halflings, they wear shoes. These folk have two special abilities in addition to the usual halfling abilities. 1. Taunt. Any creature a Kender taunts may end up wildly attacking immediately and at a disadvantage. Kender are masters at enraging others by verbal abuse. And 2, Fearlessness. Kender are immune to fear, magical or non-magical. They are, however, curious about everything, a tendency that often gets them into trouble. In DL5 Dragons of Mystery, we're introduced to the idea of the Kender's Wanderlust. It's described as thus. At some time in their lives, all Kender suddenly get the uncontrollable urge to travel and make the great map of every land. No Kender going through Wanderlust has ever completed the full map of his or her wanderings. Most Kender have a great collection of maps, though, some useful, most obsolete. It's also in this sourcebook that we're first introduced to the Greystone of Gargath and the detailed history of Krynn. You see, though not all races agree with the details of who came first and who was created from whom, it was because of the Greystone that Kender exist at all, and in some versions of the story, dwarves as well. You see, when gnomes were assaulting Gargath's keep to recover the Greystone on behalf of the god Reorx, as the story goes, under the power of the gem, the gnomes changed. Those who lusted after wealth became the dwarves. Those who were curious became the first Kender. There is a splinter group of scholars that disagree with this, asserting that Kender sprang from the elves instead. It isn't until the Dragonlance Adventure sourcebook that we get the full picture of this truly one-of-a-kind race. All Kender are small enough to resemble well-muscled human children, rarely growing taller than 4 feet in height. They seem to be fond of a variety of braids or ponytails. They have pointed ears and wear their emotions on their faces. They have vulgar sensibilities when it comes to taunting, with their appearance turning slightly devilish for a time. They are referred to as wizened as they accumulate a fine network of lines about their faces as they near 40 years of age. This makes them appear curious to all but other Kender, who find the lines attractive. When excited, Kender can speak rather quickly, not as quickly as gnomes, mind you, and they tend to ramble in their stories, making it difficult for others to follow their tales. In their countless pouches, pockets, and belt packs, Kender carry a wide assortment of junk. Feathers, stones, rings, strings, teeth, toys, whistles, paper, charcoal sticks, ink, tinderboxes, buttons, chalk, figurines, handkerchiefs, marbles, mice, dried meat, bones, dried fruit, coins, candles, and so forth. Kender lived to 100 years and beyond, always retaining their youthful flair for life. The race spread all across Ansalon during the Age of Dreams. The earliest Kender of note was Bailiff, close friend to the elven lord Sylvanos, who swore allegiance to him in the first Synthel Elish. Bailiff founded Balafor, the first Kender kingdom. He died in 2750 pre-Cataclysm. In 2600 pre-Cataclysm, the second Kender kingdom was established in northwestern Ansalon. This was called Hylo, named either after the flying citadel that they crashed into the Sentinel Mountains, or the geographical ranges of towering mountains and sea-level plains. In 2500 pre-Cataclysm, Hylo was absorbed into the Ergoth Empire, and after the War of Ice Tears, it regained its independence. Then the Cataclysm came, and destroyed Balfour. The surviving Kender traveled north and founded the city of Kendermore, a short distance from the ruins. They renamed the area Goodland. Many of the Goodland Kender remained in the area in a semi-barbaric state for centuries. In the War of the Lance, a powerful Kender leader named Krynn organized the citizens to battle the dragon armies that crossed their lands. There are 4 distinct personality traits that make up a Kender. They are utterly fearless. This fearlessness gives them self-confidence. It enables their carefree, matter-of-fact perspective to even hopeless situations. They face dangerous situations head-on and can be fierce combatants. They are insatiably curious, often becoming sidetracked when faced with dark corners or unexplored places. Trying to reason with them tends to ignite the fires of curiosity more, even when their lives are on the line. It may take them a bit, but they eventually learn to allow self-preservation to rule the day, but they won't let you hear the end of the missed possibilities. They are fascinated by magic and fantastical creatures, often finding the most mundane objects intriguing. Kender are unstoppably mobile and independent. They have an innate need for action and do not like standing around. It is said the worst torture one could experience is being locked up with a bored Kender. Their need to act before they think usually ends up painting them in a corner, including their companions, though the Kender are certain someone will get them out of it soon. Most Kender are met during their Wanderlust, which may last for many years. They thrill in meeting new people and making new friends. They have few personal boundaries and are very talkative and friendly to strangers. All this being said, they cannot stand taking orders. Their independence is part of their very being, and will complain loudly, disrespectfully, and even taunt if they're mad enough. This is more of a defense mechanism than anything else, as they are traditionally smaller and weaker than others. Ironically, this emotional instability cuts both ways, because though they can dish out the insults with the best of them, they can't take getting them in the least. They wear their emotions on their sleeves, and when they make friends, they are friends to the bitter end, feeling loss as powerfully as the thrill of a new friend. They're known to pick up anything not nailed down. They see personal property as nonsensical. Kender society is about exploring others' possessions as much as discovering them in their own pouches later on. They don't steal, nor do they handle for the sake of profit. They care little for things of value, but rather things of interest. They're naturals at pocketing items, but again, not to steal them, but rather they have every intention of giving them back because someone must have dropped it. They were doing it for you. Perhaps you shouldn't be so forgetful with your things. Now, this is not always a conscious act, and thus they may not recall where they acquired something. Only that they had every intention of giving it back to the rightful owner eventually. The idea of a Kender society should be seen as a loosely democratic idea. They innately work together against aggressors, but invaders also bring new and exciting items, so they're not always turned away. Kender families are always very small, and there's no real sense of privacy or place, as they tend to share and travel their whole lives. Visitors never find themselves staying long, as they will inevitably deal with a barrage of questions, tall tales, and missing property, at times by the constables themselves. And that is all I have to say for now about Kender. I will be returning in a future episode to discuss the afflicted and half Kender. Do you think Kender are used to annoy the party in a gaming scenario? Have you ever found a way to mix the good aspects of a Kender with the bad as a party member? Do you wish Sargonis would bury them all in lava? Leave a comment below. I'd like to once again invite you to consider becoming a patron or member of this channel, and you can always pick up DragonLance gaming materials using my affiliate link, all of which are in the description below. This channel is all about celebrating the wonderful world of the DragonLance Saga, and I hope you'll join me in the celebration. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, Kender are small because they're meant to do small things, and it's the small things that make a difference.